Hello and welcome to another episode of the Beauty, Brains and the Bag podcast with Powerful Princess. My name is Princess Agumbiade, and today I'm happy not to be sitting on the couch alone because I have with me some amazing, beautiful and smart women. They literally embody the word beauty, brains and the bag. But I'll leave them to introduce themselves because their profile is very strong and long.
I'll keep it short. So my name is Dr. Kaffy, and I'm a creative entrepreneur. I'll say I thrive for social impact, and a philanthropist and author and a mother.
Okay. That was not short, but that's the abridged version. So imagine the full version.
My name is Debbie Romeo, and I'm a creative consultant. I own a company called Task, which specializes in social impact work, and is also built for creatives. I function in production for Carousel Networks, and I am an A&R consultant, a creative consultant for a company under Desert Holdings.
Ooh, okay, loving.
I tried.
I kept on hearing
I tried.
That's when the thing is plenty. You have to keep seeing the and.
I tried my best.
But you know, one thing I noticed is like both of them are creative. So is it safe to say creatives rule the world? Because at this point right now,
Yeah, creative expression rules the world. Like everything that we are creators by ordinance. Just by being, we are creators.
full stop. Full stop. And also they both are in the social impact space. So that means that they not only care about their building their profiles and becoming, the richest women in the world, but they also care about, impacting people's life. And that is so beautiful to see. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that is very, very unceasing. This is obviously the Valentine season. February is the month of love, and we're going to be talking about love, but not just love. We're going to talk about love in the whole essence of the word, love itself, but we're also going to be focusing on singlehood and the pressure it places on young people in the season of love. But let me hear from you ladies. What do you think about the word love?
Well, apart from what the African programming has made love seem like a place where the more you suffer, the stronger you are. Love is actually selflessness without abandonment of self. Love is when you allow it to flow through you so that it can be expressive for people or your environment. So you cannot give what you don't have. So not just the romantic nature of love, but the human relationship and ability to be able to live in an ecosystem. I'll see love from that perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like she's said all the things, but in my own words, I would say that love is how we connect with each other. Love is how we express to each other. Love is how we understand each other, because if you love yourself enough, then you're more empathetic to the next person. Love is in our daily interactions, in our daily lives, and outside of romantic love. Like, the fact that we are where we are today is literally a product of love. If two people didn't love themselves, even though we have situations where that's not the case, but if two people didn't love themselves and try to have a child, the majority of us would not exist.
I agree.
So literally, love is our being, love is our expression, love is our interaction.
Okay, I love this very I would say very deep ways of like defining love, because when you hear the word love these days, it's easy for you to just assume that it is only romantic. So but they're speaking about love from a different and not only a romantic point of view, but from the essence of the word itself. I think love is the greatest gift that we have as humans, because we're able to exist together in one ecosystem because of love. Imagine that we did not love each other. I think by now a lot of us will not have our heads on our shoulders, right? And that's really why love is such an important topic, an important thing. But it's very easy to misconstrue the word love when you grow up in an environment where you see love as what it's not, or you see love in a different light. Like she mentioned something about the How did you say that again?
Yeah, for me, I think like in Africa, it's really about how much you suffer and how much that defines how much you care about something. We don't need to suffer to express or receive love. You know, I think our programming has put us in the spot where we have become so selfish when it comes to love. We need it from someone, right? We go into marriage because of a need, a desire, a want. We want something that we are not giving ourselves, and we believe somebody else must provide that. And that comes from a place where we never received it in the first place to be able to be it for someone or for ourselves. So we're just in the world. The reason it's just an outplay of, you know, the programming that we are living in. Everything you see going on out there in the social space, in the dating space, and the pressure that comes with it stems from the lack of not seeing it for oneself. And we have all been there. I've been there. I had to unlearn, reprogram myself into this space that I am right now.
I like the word unlearn.
Yeah. I think for me, I would say that, like she said, long suffering is not the right description of love. Yeah, that's what we're taught. And because people understand it that way, even people who wish to give love, they give love and deprive themselves of the love that they should have for themselves. So outside of just receiving love, in giving love, we also forget to love ourselves, and then we over-sacrifice and overindulge and overextend ourselves, and then we're finally empty, and then we resent the person that we were offering all this love to, even though they may not even have asked for us to give of ourselves to that extent.
To that extent. So that's when you hear the term, you cannot pour from an empty cup. This is really where it comes to play, because when you don't take time to really like fill up your cup and you just keep pouring and pouring, at some point it gets empty, and then you blame everyone but yourself, because nobody took the cup until said it. You know, you poured it yourself. So I like the way you guys have been able to like make it sound so easy for anyone to understand, because when you talk about this thing, sometimes it can seem very very hard to understand. So when you use the examples, it just really breaks it down. And I read somewhere a few days ago, and it said something about, I feel like love is an expression, right? If you don't feel love, if you don't love yourself, it's hard for you to love anybody else. If you don't feel within yourself that you are complete, you know, I feel like your completion, feeling complete, feeling loved, feeling like you love yourself, it also does determine how you are able to love someone else. Someone who doesn't love themselves, sometimes they just project the self-hatred that they have for themselves, they put it to people around them. So when someone is not showing love, most times it's because they have not even learned. They don't feel loved. They don't love themselves.
I think that's it's a very important thing to touch on. It's the fact that a lot of people, I mean the whole world, as we exist as humans, as animals, whatever it is, right? We're all looking for love. Whether you accept it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, the essence of our interaction with most people is from a place of is a need for a connection, right? It might be a connection that we don't categorize as love, but that connection is what love is.
True.
And every day that we go about our lives, right, we have a tendency to maybe forget bits of ourselves in situations, and like we'll leave a portion of ourselves in this room because of a comment someone made or a statement someone made or whatever it is, and we've walked out of this situation now with a different outlook on who we are. Someone is going to walk out of a situation like this because you complimented her and you didn't compliment her. She's going to leave this room and feel like she didn't deserve compliments because of somehow that she looks or something that she does. So even in things that you don't say, people pick up these things because at the core of our existence or our being, we desire love. We need love to be able to function.
Yeah, I believe that the journey, life itself, is the discovery of self in that on the wide spectrum of how love is could be defined. And when you are able to find yourself in truth is when you actually are living. And when you are living is when you are loving. Because living is loving. Because God is love. And God is in us. And we are God. So if we are all of this, the journey to finding the reconnection back to source, the reconnection back to how we were originally meant to exist, is a well-fulfilled human who can love without expectation,
Yes.
can express without feeling like he's emptying, but
Yes.
he's flowing.
Yes.
Can recognize environments that waters their them who they are, because not every environment will water you properly. Not
Agree.
everybody needs to be your friend. You're not meant to be for everybody. The idea of needing validation comes from people pleasing, comes from childhood traumas, comes from experiences that chips away who you genuinely are
At your core.
at your core. You've abandoned self so much that some people, even saying what I'm saying, people are like, what are you talking about? Why? Because the mask fits so perfectly to the frame.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel like there's a different person underneath there. But there's something that has reprogrammed us, especially in Africa, and we need to unlearn the idea that love is give and take. Love is give and give in a place where you are already in abundance.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
are not depleting, you're in abundance. Yeah.
I wanted to comment on what you said about like
Yeah.
knowing yourself or about loving yourself, because if you don't know yourself, you cannot love yourself.
No.
True.
So a lot of the times, the thing that I found when talking to women, most times, I would ask a simple question and I'm not able to get a straight answer. And it would be around things like, what do you like?
Yeah.
What do you want? Why do you like wearing your hair like this?
Very
And
difficult to answer.
99% of the time,
Because of someone else.
it's because of something someone else has said,
someone, yeah.
something someone else has done. The average African woman is raised to be born into a family, literally take instructions on how your life is supposed to be based off of somebody else's experience that may not even match to
Yeah.
the experience that you're about to have for your life. But you've been raised, whether it's how you do your hair, whether it's if you wear makeup or not, how you wear what your fashion is like, whatever it is, like almost every form
Not even
of
we're not
expression.
talking about wearing, even doing.
Yes,
Everything you do.
everything.
Why they sweep like this? Now say it's for husband
It's
house.
tailored to somebody
Why they
else's
walk like
taste.
this? Now say it work
So
for husband
basic-
house.
basically
Why they
where
read like this? Now
you're
say read for
raised-
the-
you are raised
you are
to
raised
become
not to. Why don't you
somebody's
say
wife, not to
why are you
become.
sweeping like this? This is not the right way to sweep, so that your home can be clean.
Yeah.
That is, you are teaching that person to be aware of what they are doing wrong because of how they should
Live.
experience
Yes.
that.
So that they
living.
can be able to.
So why are you wearing that? It does not describe you well.
As opposed to why are
To
you wearing that? I
is
don't
what
like
they'll
it.
see, or that is what they'll see you as. So you are raised to think about other people's
people.
opinion.
And
You're not
then-
raised to think about reflection for
exactly what do you
Reflection
like?
for
Why
self.
are you
understand?
doing that?
Oh, I
thing?
love this pink dress on you. It accentuates your shoulder. It does. I think less straps would do you good. Rather than, why are you wearing it like this? That's not how beauty queens dress.
Yes.
So then I think I get the point. So the point is basically you are raised to please other people. You are live for people, not live for yourself. A lot of people don't really know who they are because it's always
They've
about
never had a chance to
it's
think
always
about who they
yeah.
are.
I mean, imagine when your parents are telling you, why did you get B? Your Mr.
Yeah.
Arisis' daughter got A. Or
Instead
A's
of
in our
why did you get B? Do you need more lessons? Are you understanding that? My son asked me a question one day because I homeschooled him, and he brought out a very, very, very strong conviction about school. He said, "Why are we flogged for what we don't know when we truly don't know it?
Yep.
Like, why I don't know it? You are
Why am I
flogging
being
me,
punished
or why am I
for
punished
not
for
knowing?
for not knowing?"
Or for not understanding.
It's a different case if I knew and I decided not
Not
to.
to.
But why am I punished for not knowing? In fact, the fact that I do not know is the reason why there should be a reason why I should be tailored towards something that will help me know it better.
Specifically, yes.
Why am I punished for what I do? Why am I punished for not
because
knowing?
how does punishment actually now make me know it?
That is the reason why we are very defensive adults.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
it comes to correction.
Because
An average
all-
African is afraid to be corrected, angry
my
when
God.
corrected. You understand? Because we've been told being wrong is wrong.
It's bad.
Wrong.
It's
Yeah.
bad. It's
Yeah.
almost like self-expression is bad. Don't think about yourself. Think about other people. If you dress this way, it means this. If you talk that way, it means that. How about
We understand the place of perception, but perception comes from a place of defining self. You get what I'm saying?
Because
Not-
because you have a different perception of self than I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
We are not the same person.
Yeah.
So the way you express yourself is not the way I express myself.
Yeah.
Because if we all did the things the same way, we would all be
There would be no
identical.
advancement,
There would be-
first
and,
of all.
and people should not misconstrue what we just said from the do you mentality that is going on around here. Do you does not give you a liberty to outdo core values that helps people coexist in a safe environment.
Yes.
If your doing you is not safe in
There are-
behavior for kids, adults, or whatever environment
There
you
are terms and conditions that apply with the
for
do
doing
you.
you.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So that
If
they
you're-
don't take a portion of this one now and say, you see, they
They
said I
say we
should be
should do
myself.
me. No, if you're doing you is encroaching on the safety of other people, on the rights of other people, and it has direct negative impact that is unwarranted in somebody else's life, then you have to reconsider your actions. So there's a lot of situations where a woman makes choices for herself and her family abandons her. In that situation, if your do you meant that you put your family in danger, like you went up online maybe and you were talking about yourself and your family or whatever, and you've let out secrets or information about how much money the family has or something like that, and it puts the family in danger, your doing you is going in the wrong direction. Don't let your quest for self become the reason why somebody else needs therapy in 12 years.
Yeah.
Don't let your quest for self become the reason why somebody needs therapy in 12 years. This is to everybody, because even if you're like Gen Z or you're like 12 right now, you'll be 24 in 12 years. So
Yes.
don't think it doesn't apply to me. It applies to everyone, either old or young. Because there's someone who is looking at you. There's someone who is being impacted by your actions of today.
Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you,
And
appreciate
I
it or
also
not.
feel like when people do certain things, you can just tell that they don't even know who they are. Because if you did have your own personal, if you know who you are, you have your own personal values. Everything you do will be anchored on your values. Who am I at the core of my being? Because your actions are showing that this is who you are. When you start acting certain kind of ways, that means you don't even know who you are. I don't think anybody just wants to be just anything. Everybody wants to be great.
I feel that even that knowing who you are is subject to scrutiny. Because some people have bad attitude. I say, that's how I am.
That's how I am.
That's who I am. That's how I always shout. That's the voice in our family. The thing is, self-reflection is also very important. One of the most hardest thing to have to do, I've ever had to do in my journey of seeking self, is facing the naked truth of self and trying
The
to
negative truth of self.
naked,
Yes.
negative truth
Yes,
of
because
self.
the good parts are easy to embrace.
Yeah, because some of the negative truth has brought positive results because it gave you an edge to achieve. Doesn't mean it doesn't have a toxic background.
Yes.
Sometimes something sweet the key.
Yes.
So because this particular
Jedi.
iron lady attitude got you to a high CEO position doesn't mean that you are a better human being
as a
because
result.
of that. As a
It doesn't
result
mean
of
that the impact you've left
Yeah.
in people's lives
It's
are
positive,
positive.
yeah.
are positive.
It
It
doesn't
probably
mean-
traumatize people
Along the way.
along the way. So we should be careful of even that. This is who I am. I think there's a lot to be aware of in the learning of who we are.
Yes.
That is, you need to look at the mirror. And first of all, some people cannot identify a negative trait because they've not been taught what a positive trait is, or they are not. It's unidentifiable when you're not able to oppose it.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Because I mean,
So
as
that's
opposed
another
to
problem.
what really? It's
As
this
opposed
thing
to what,
negative,
like a lady that grew up in the streets,
Yeah, so
has a way
What
at which
option
life.
do you think she has?
Yeah, and you now throw her in Ikoyi and say she should behave
Figure
like
it
an
out.
Ikoyi,
She
and
doesn't
I should
even
be
know
like
how they behave in that place. Like
in
that
that place.
is
It's
so,
two different.
Yeah.
kinda
She's not
like-
equipped for that.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, like, it's good for you to I always talk about the ideal self, and that's who you want to be. When you picture your best self, what do you picture that person as? What are their values? How do they act? What do they do? How do they conduct themselves? So you have to always look at your actions in comparison with who your ideal self is, the person that you picture yourself being, your best ever self. Do these actions, do they really represent that person? If they don't, then you have your answer. That's not how you should be acting. But I don't want us to dive too much into the self concept. Let's just go into our topic of the day, because
love.
because I have two doctors in the house. I'm sorry, guys. You guys need to understand that these women are very powerful, so it might go that way. But what are the common myths about dating, love, relationship that are very prevalent in today's society?
The whole man against woman, male versus male
Hey, God, that's very
concept.
good.
That's one thing that I feel that both genders are on the same boat rowing in opposite direction.
That's why we're stuck.
Whatever it is that is going on the left side is actually going on the right side. Whether one person has it more or less, there's still a string tying us together.
The boats
in
go
that
break.
situation. Exactly the point. So I'm not going to sit here and try to demystify what a man should versus what a woman should. Rather, we rather speak on it from a perspective as women here to say, how do we hold ourselves accountable for the parts we play in the role of a romantic relationship or a relationship that has to do with loving other people. Let's stand on the accountable area rather than the pointing of fingers. So I think one of the general myth is the man should, women should myth. It's what they call the human should. That's the one that we should be learning.
Annoying.
We should be learning the human should perspective. You understand, when it comes to love. Secondly is how a lot of elements that makes up love has been warped, and it's coming from a place of selfishness. What do I want to get out of it? I think there's too much sensitization and sensualization of affair that is really about how we feel than the decisions we make.
Yeah,
you understand what I mean? So
I think my addition to that, the conversation around the issues or the myths around relationships, I think a lot of it comes from like what we talked about, figuring out who you are as a person. There is no human being who feels incomplete, dissatisfied with themselves, and has mental hurdles to overcome, that goes and attaches themselves to someone else, and that situation turns out right. It just does not necessarily, like, it doesn't work that way. If two people meet themselves at a position where they're like, I'm learning this, you're learning this, we're going to do this journey together and figure it out as we go along.
Yeah, not how we feel.
It's not, it's not how I feel in this moment, what I want in this moment. It's a union of minds outside of a union of like pockets. And a union
it's not Miss and Bones.
Yes.
And the romantic comedy.
It's a union
and
of
the
minds.
Korean soap opera.
I'm a Mills and Boone
My
girl.
dear Miss and Boone cause problem for
I'm a
me.
Mills and Boone
Let me
girl
tell you the
too.
reason why. Because
my heart.
they
Don't do
have
that.
created a propaganda that has put us in trouble. And whether we like it or not, because of the so-called definition of what
Love.
is the
Romance.
path,
yeah.
the path that defines love was, I'll say, rose-colored.
Sensitized.
There's a smoky screen there.
Yeah.
They are telling you
You should feel
feel
giddy. You
more-
should feel
butterflies
feel
in your
giddy,
tummy.
feel butterfly. Look in the eye, and when you look in the eye, and when your body do tiring,
That's
That's
when you
the
know
vibe.
is love.
That is
could
lust.
just be.
But that's not love,
That
though.
is just
Oh.
chemicals.
That's
Oh my
lust.
God.
Do you get what I'm saying? Then we now carry an entire human value of life
And attach it
place
to that.
it to the hands of somebody that allowed you to feel a chemical reaction without proving self-worth and whatever. I'm not saying this to shade anybody. I'm shading myself in the pussy because
I feel hot.
because that's what we were taught. That's what we were taught.
That
Like
is what
you
we
read
were
Miss
taught.
and Boons, they made us focus on details that was superficial.
Yeah.
The eyebrow,
Superficial
the way
details.
the hair in the side of his side bunk.
Yeah, but you know it's
follow
two
through.
extremes.
And the beard went this way, and as the sweat was dropping,
about the body,
and
you
the
know?
body, and it went
It
to
was
the biceps,
glistening.
and it glistened through. And when she smiled, it looked like sunrise, sun rose from the back of the distance, and he rode the horse gallantly. What does that do? What does that do to our minds? It's focusing on what
the
the
physical thing.
charm,
Beauty, charm.
talent, you know, a lot of capacity, ability,
feel like very
you know,
superficial
achievement,
things.
superficial
Superficial
things.
things.
But none of them says, and she engaged him in conversation. Therewith, she discovered the man has a psychopathic past that needs to be unlearned and healed. No, it will sound like horror film.
Yeah.
Right? But you know,
Automatic turn off.
yeah, because it's turning you off because you were turned on by the wrong thing.
Yeah.
However, if we were groomed to be more interrogative
Yeah.
and in tuned with our intuition rather than just the physical
thing,
tingling,
yeah.
we will question. It's like when you go into a bank and they said they want your money and everything, you're going to ask everything. You look at the building, you check. You're not just going to carry your money and deposit
Yeah,
there.
you do
How do I
some-
withdraw? What time in? Are you here open 24 hours?
You
How
will
do I
interrogate
do I have
anything
an
that you
account
take
officer?
seriously.
Do I have whatever? You interrogate your life because you want to put your money.
Yeah.
But now when it comes to your,
Your
body,
whole-
your life, the
your
thing that we call
life. What's
your
the-
life,
your whole
we just
life.
look at him and said this. I just feel like he's the
my
one.
spec.
Yes.
And,
What- the one
and
I
he has
hate the
money
most
in
is the
account.
spec.
Don't forget
Yes.
that part.
Oh my goodness, that's the one I hate most.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, what's
He
your
looks like
what's
he
your
can
ideal
take care
man?
of me.
It
What's your
looks like,
ideal man?
yes.
The first thing you're gonna hear
Or
is
we can
tall,
fix
dark,
him
and
to be
handsome.
that. Yeah.
Rich. Okay. It makes me laugh.
Me, I think that it's
That's
two
all.
extremes. I think that there are two extremes. And this is how I feel about life and things in general. I feel like when there's an extreme of good, obviously that's a bit bad. And when there's an extreme of bad, it's terrible.
Love is yin and yang. Life is
And
yin and yang.
with everything, there are two extremes, right? And I feel like when we argue to this on this side a lot, and then it's everything sort of leans in that direction, and then someone's going to come and argue from the extreme opposite because they feel so strongly in the other direction. But I personally feel like the more we allow society to swing the pendulum back and forth, in time we'll find that equilibrium in the middle.
we ever?
That's how I feel, because right now the thing that's happening with the men versus women, it's just the other extreme of what was happening in the past, where misogyny was the order of the day. And you even trying to interrogate the slightest, like, no, don't do that, will be like, oh, you're a killjoy, you're killing our boss, why are you making it so serious?
Yeah.
He just made a comment. But things were really bad in that direction,
I agree.
and now it's swinging in the opposite direction. That's why people are like, oh, I don't like this feminist idea, I don't like this. Just relax.
Yeah.
Like, just relax. You as a person, what are the things that guide your decisions when it comes to picking a partner? Where did you get that ideology about who your ideal partner should be? Where did you get the basis on which you calculate their value? How do you see a person? When you see a person, what do you see about the person first? When you're trying to interrogate who is going to be a part of your life, do you see a person and see the person's potential? Do you see a person and see the person's finances? Do you see a person and see someone that will give you the love that you felt you didn't get at home? So you abandon all the other things about the person and fixate on that one thing that you feel you need right now. But as human beings, our needs are constantly changing.
Yeah.
And as you grow from 21 to 30 years old, your needs are completely different from the needs you have when you're 31 years old to your 40-year-old gap. Your emotional needs are different. Your financial needs are different. The amount of support you need as a person are different. The kind of person that you want to talk to is different. So now if you go and attach yourself to someone based on those superficial things at the start of your relationship, then you find in 5 years you were not even growing in the same direction because you did not probe the person's journey to see where they were going and if that was the same road that you were going to be taking in your life.
Yeah.
So now the two of you got on the bus. You got to
because
Costain
most of the
and he dropped at Costain and you on your way to Aja.
Yeah, and the problem is the idea of dating potential. You get what I'm saying? I was also a victim of that because we were groomed to see the best in people, right? And that also has its own flaws when you are not seeing them as who they are presenting themselves
That's
to
right now, yeah.
Right now, you are seeing them for what you think they can
What
be.
you think?
Yeah,
Because that's not what
ignoring
they said.
reality.
They can be. Yeah, so
Ignoring reality.
So and what she said about going to the same direction, the destination might be different, but the direction must be the same. You understand what I'm saying? In terms of I am going to Aja, but on the way to Aja, there's a route through Aja, through VI to Aja.
Yes.
And you are going to VI, so you can still ride with me.
Yes.
Because I am going to Aja, and I know the route that I can take you. So
To
don't
avoid
be
traffic.
afraid. Follow me. Even though there are 4 roads to Aja from mainland, but I can tell you that don't take Costain because it's traffic. Don't take Akpongbo Bridge because of their Papa or whatever.
Sorry
Third
to the
Mainland Bridge
non-Lagos
is open.
viewers, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, please.
Third Mainland Bridge is more
It's
likely
blocked
between
right
this
now.
time and this time. So at this stage of our relationship, let me and you do the Third Mainland Bridge. So the person might be afraid because Costain is what they are used to, but knowing that I will still get to VI with this guy, even though he's going to Aja and he knows a better route that keeps me safe in my journey. Let's go. And I'm saying this because some people might not, I don't want them to just take it word of mouth that if he's not going the same direction, that means he's not. Yeah, you could be a nurse and he could be you could be let's just say a musician, and the other person could be a banker. Does that
And
mean
yet-
that they're not in the same direction?
and yet
they
you're
are
going in the
different,
same
but they're going in the
direction.
same direction because the banker can grow such a way where she can fund the musician's journey, or partner with the musician, or help the musician with money matters, and the musician can grow and become so big and say, I am now a face for the bank. I'm just giving you an
Yep.
idea how no matter how separated and different we are, there are things that aligns us in destiny
Yes.
that we can consider. We can find that alignment if there's an agreement.
Yes.
So much depth to this topic. Like for me, that but I don't even know what to say. I'm like,
She said,
But you know, I actually like the way we're breaking these things down, because sometimes when you're looking at relationship or dating, especially in this time, this period, it almost looks like people don't even know why they're dating. They just date because it's cool to date, or because they want to have the title of girlfriend, or I want to have the title
Yes.
of wife.
It's not just like that is why
It's
people
a
think
date.
status
saw-
symbol.
That's why
now.
most people date.
So see, the problem I'm having is this now in Nigeria, especially every government in the world, is how quick they can issue marriage certificate and how hard they can give driver's license. I think they should swap the process. Like,
I'm sorry, but that.
yeah, no, let's be real. Yeah, let's be real. I think it's more because when you're in love, you're intoxicated.
Yeah.
And there are many bloodlines that you don't see. So a person in love is a drunk human being.
Yes.
That is the time you should shake the person like this.
Can you see
sure?
clearly?
Can you see? Slap am, pow,
Can
put
you
on
see
the face.
clearly?
True. Carry different reality. Pepe.
Yes, now you-
wake up. And you can see, no, I'm still here. Okay, let's say if you stand up. Oh yeah, let's give her. So I feel that the same because the thing is, a lot of decadence we have in the world today. The degeneration of mind comes with the wrong partnering.
Yeah.
The unit,
Yes.
the tiniest unit of the society is the family.
It's the family, yes.
So things
The
are
most
going wrong
important.
in the breeding of familyhood, which is the reason why the world is going crazy.
I have a
completely
theory
Understand what I'm
about
saying?
that.
So
Completely
if
agree.
we can fix the
Okay.
homes, and it starts with the alignment of the two destinies that form that unity.
Yes.
You understand? Even though there are different dynamics at which homes are formed.
Yes.
Because some people don't have their partners. Some people partners are dead and they decide to be by themselves and raise children themselves. Fine. There's a dynamics that work to still align you.
It's
with
just
what
the
society-
elements
yeah,
within the
elements within
dynamic.
dynamics, right? That change. But I'm saying that if it's a policy that people can see, not a feeling or some kind of sensitization propaganda to just continue to diminish the consciousness of man, right? We should pay attention to how we are forming families in the first place.
Yep.
Some people should be disapproved from even having children. See, first of all, before you collect the marriage certificate first, before we collect the certificate, first of all, they should put us through scrutiny. Not
Yes.
those when I say go to your
Analysis of-
church,
Proper
and you cancel.
investigation.
No,
Self
first of all,
too.
this is you go like 5 different departments. First one you go to the psychiatric
Yes, so-
yes.
department.
Then-
They should go and do psychiatric evaluation.
psychiatric evaluation,
They now do
financial-
they should not do emotional intelligence class.
Yes.
They now do financial intelligence class.
Yes.
They now do parenting capacity class.
Yes.
Do you understand? They now start do you understand? They now start doing home economics.
Yes.
How do you put a home? We are laughing
agree.
at this,
No, but seriously.
these are core things that if you really, really want Nigeria to change, let me just speak for my country. If we do not start a structural
attention.
mindvolution program to an average Nigerian,
Mindvolution.
we are not going to get it right. And it starts from the core of the family. They say when they say driver's license, you would go to their office 20 times.
would kneel down,
They should
you
allow
raise your
us to
hand.
go through that before
Money, though.
certificate. And it's happening individually before the classes you have. So imagine you have 10 phases
Yeah.
to psycho evaluate you before going into marriage.
You go marry slowly.
You
now.
go marry slowly and surely.
Yourself, you go check am before you do
Yeah,
am.
before you do it. We
It's
know
true.
the check
But
up.
see, you know,
yeah.
I like this idea because it's clear that many people are mad, though, but they are giving birth to
Many are
children,
mad.
really.
Plenty of them are not wearing the cloth
Yes.
of mad people. They are
And
just roaming.
I don't even want to go into the topic of like children because
That's
like
a long
it's
thing.
it's another long journey into
Yeah.
confusion. But a lot of
confusion.
times, how I feel like certain people having children are the reason why we have problems like
Yeah.
the ones
'Cause
that we
you
do,
seem like-
because you
yeah.
give birth to a child and you traumatize the child from the day they're born till the day they run away from that trauma, and now they're walking around in life dropping pockets of trauma
Oh,
for everybody
Lord.
that
Yes.
they encounter.
Thank
And this is a
you.
result of, like she said, family setups breaking down. So like she was saying, when I said it's the elements that need to be consistent whatever version of a family you have. The elements that need to be consistent have to be around safety. They have to be around expression of love, because like regardless of what people say, oh, men don't know how to talk, oh, men don't usually, it's just not true.
Yeah.
We are all socialized human beings. And if a person can receive love, then they should be able to give love. And expressing love is a very important aspect of raising your children.
Yeah.
So you don't raise stone as a child who cannot express himself in a relationship. Your child cannot express herself and say, I don't like this, I like this better. So she's in a relationship or in a marriage with somebody who is panel beating her, pounding her, emotionally traumatizing her by telling her off for every little thing. And she feels like she has to take it because that's all she knows.
That's all she knows.
She's attracted to what is familiar. So she's going to remain there and continue breeding and brooding until the day she feels she can't take it anymore. And then she does something stupid.
Yeah, and I empathize with men a lot more to an extent. You know, as much as they have, women have been a victim of the product of what formed them, right? I empathize with a lot of men because men are put under too much pressure for the pressure they were not built for. So you don't raise.
They were not built for.
They were not built for it. You do not.
They were not even.
You do not develop a man emotionally.
Nope.
Then he grows up wanting to manage emotions.
How do you want that to happen?
You understand? You do not develop a man to be responsible for certain behavior when it comes to handling women. Then he grew up and say, Gabriel.
I wonder why he couldn't
why
do
do
it.
you have 3 girlfriends? But when Gabriel was 16, his father was saying, that's all my son.
When he was 6,
I
want to be a bad boy. He must be a player.
You know what I'm saying? So they have warped the idea of even high quality value men, because men feel that high quality, being a high value man means
having money
how
in your
many
pockets.
women you can take, you know, having money, not being valued for who you are and how you are, more of what it is that you can attain, and the kind of circle that allows that attainment, that supports that ideology. So if you see a boy raised by a father who cheats, and the father cannot teach him how not to cheat, or they understand the value of keeping that sacredness of home in place, he doesn't know how to teach it. So he will not think that it's a rite of passage. Right now I hear things that is ridiculous by saying men are that's how they're wired. What do you
wire? Who wired
assume
them?
is wiring. What is wiring? Programming. Wiring is programming. God did not create man to cheat. God did not create. I don't even say no, it's our tradition, you know, the culture. What is culture?
Let me hear
what is tradition?
We've had cultures where people were being killed just for being twins.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Why don't we have that culture anymore?
And we also have a culture that people were worshipped for being twins. So it's not culture, it's not universal law. I know men that do not cheat, that do not even. So I've had men have conversation that why would I share my body with somebody else and 3, 4, 5 people? I am also taking all the spirit that they have into myself. Men can speak that way, so we should stop. See, there are over 7 billion people in this world. We cannot continue to generalize bad men, you know, as the norm. As the norm, like all men are bad. Lagos no get man again. You can't then.
How many have you even dealt with?
How many have you met? You can't. All the lucky guys are bad guys. Where are you going? Which circle are you running with? I'm just giving an example. Another myth is men. You know, the way men treat men when it comes to their feminine energy. There's a feminine and masculine energy in
every human
being.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? More feminine in a woman than masculine doesn't mean that the woman does not have a masculine energy, and more masculine in a man than a woman, but it's just the balance that allows us to thrive through. Now, a man emoting emotion, being condemned by his fellow men, is one of the most embarrassing thing that you can do to a man.
Yes.
Now they'll say men don't cry. How do you expect a man when crying was created by God to help us release?
There's something
negative emotions. You not tell a man him crying is being being weak, or he's gay because he's crying, or anything that has to be him doing something for his wife, or washing dishes.
He's a weak man.
He's finished. So look at how even the man is suffering from. Okay, but I like to restricted. So
because
now
he doesn't want to
he
show
now needs to shed away from who he really is,
and
to be able to man up.
And that's what we still said about when you were literally being taught to try to please people. When you're brought up to be a people pleaser, you start always checking your behaviors and say, okay, how do they feel about what I'm doing?
I think it's the thing about community, right? It's the thing. No matter what the situation is, if you walk into a room and the place is tidy, you're more likely to remain tidy and do things properly. If you walk into a place and it's scattered, you're going to adopt the norm that is in that place.
Yeah.
You're going to leave your glass on the table. You're going to leave your tissue on the floor.
Agreed.
So that's just what it is that they were put into a sphere, into
system.
a bubble where everybody said this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So having to numb themselves
Yeah.
just to carry on in the way that seems approved or acceptable.
Look at the very basic one. Feeding. How dare you tell a human being not to learn a life skill of feeding himself?
Oh, Lord.
Because it's for a woman.
Driving boys away from the kitchen.
Oh, Lord.
Like literally telling him, do
Go
not
away
feed
from
yourself.
here.
Then you are not worried that your son is going through certain stages of not just heartbreak but different kinds of ogbaji that he has carried.
Yes.
Because the first
With
thing
his own
the first
lack
thing
of
he thinks
wisdom.
about when he becomes a bachelor is
Is
who's gonna cook
come and
For
cook
me.
He now uses the
Lord.
domestication that he was not
Lord.
equipped for
As
as a
his
yardstick
yardstick.
to find a girl that is not his wife.
Oh no.
Meanwhile,
no,
he's
no,
not
no,
seeing
no.
all the other important things.
Things.
Because it's now survival for him. Picking
Yes.
wife is now
Yes.
based on survival. Because if I
Yes.
don't have a wife that can cook,
Yes.
I cannot eat. So therefore, you might be the most horrible woman in the world. As long as you're able to cook for this man,
Yeah.
he's going to marry.
That's why years of my say
But then- but then 3 years
now
later-
crazy that widow, but when she
when she
cooks,
cook like this.
so you marry Wiri.
And then,
You
and
know,
then 3
marry
years
Wiri that will
later,
raise children for you.
his needs have changed
Yeah.
because food is no longer his priority.
Now he can
and then
probably
he's
hire
treating
a
her,
chef.
and then he starts to treat her like trash because he actually doesn't like her.
yeah, he just like her.
He was just married to a person
Yeah.
that was feeding him like his mother was.
Yeah.
He married a chef.
Yes.
He could have just hired one.
They'll tell you there's no money for that place. This
No, but
economy is
this is honestly like these topics are really like they're stirring so many things in my head because I'm thinking about it now. You meet people, you meet a boy, you're like, okay, let's start a relationship, and you start realizing that this is just the way he thinks, but it's due to no fault of his because that's actually that's how he
Yeah.
was raised.
Yeah.
The society has really raised the boys to think about themselves in a certain kind of way that they can't even see themselves as like you said something about your sharing your body with everybody.
Yeah.
Why do men think like their body is
It's
free
valueless.
It's valueless.
Yes,
I don't
it's only women
understand.
that should value their
You know,
bodies.
like, because
They
that's how we're taught. Like
girls,
an
you know,
average
cover
guy,
yourself.
when I say average, I'm saying what is propagated, what is celebrated the
as-
most
as average.
is being a toilet.
Yes.
Like you have knocked
Based on
everybody finish.
Like your
based
whole
on how
body.
you
many
are
girls
coming
you
to
have.
me and I have to be the one to be doing MFM.
To cleanse you from all the
break the
unrighteousness.
To be cleansing and
To
so
cleanse you
that's
from
why some of them will say that they need
unrighteousness.
to
No,
marry
no.
a woman that is a prayer warrior. You
Yeah.
are supposed to be a priest over your house first.
It's not my duty to cleanse
not my
the,
duty.
the
You
temple
understand?
that
the
they
table
gave
has
to
been
you.
broken.
Like
and
why
has no
would
more
why would a
remains.
man think that I'll prefer him because he has so many women and I'm the one he chose because that's how the way we are programmed.
get out of
The
my
reason why
time.
some of us are in toxic relationship with men is because we want to be the
They
chosen
taught
one.
us
Yeah.
to
They
compete.
want us to be the chosen one. They taught us to
They
compete.
taught us to compete.
yeah.
Taught us to compete
Yeah.
rather than saying you got 1, 5, 5, 6, 7.
Ew,
Okay,
bye.
guy, bye. When you've decided to be in a one human being relationship, then we can think
can
about it.
talk-
And I don't have a problem. I'm not going to judge you. My thing is that we should start adopting scenarios in first meetings and dating
Yes.
appointments where I can say, "Hello, how are you? My name is Peter.
Hi, my name is John.
I'm a monogamist. What are you?
Oh,
I'm a polygamist." And I was like, "Oh,
yes.
sorry, I was actually looking for a monogamist."
okay,
Yeah,
but
that's
hang
I
fine.
was going
on.
to
Do you
go
know
like
this is the thing? Is
Can we
that
just be real and let us know from beginning?
Because you can choose to be a polygamist. That is your choosing.
No, but the problem
There's people
is
who are
that
also into that polygamy.
the problem is that we are not ready as a society to embrace every form of expression of love. If you're going to stop the expression of love that actually does not even concern you, like what somebody else does with their body is not your business, except they bring it into your space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But we're
Agreed.
so fixated on what other people are doing with their bodies, with their time, with their money, that we don't allow people to actually be
Be.
themselves.
And so they would rather hide.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's why
I
we're
like her.
having
I
all
like her
this.
so much. Let me not tell her that.
Yeah.
I can do 2, 3 women.
What if
You
John
understand?
doesn't like
Yeah,
it?
she will now go away.
Oh,
So
she-
because of that, you now have to conform. I
Meanwhile,
get
there
that.
are
These
women
are
in
the
the
monsters
world.
that
They
you
don't
made.
mind.
There are women in the world who
They
don't
don't
mind. There are
mind.
many polyamorous women
Yes,
who
they
want to
don't
be
mind.
able to be in those relationships without feeling judged.
I saw a
But
video-
if
there
they
was a
talk
video.
about it, if a woman talks about the fact that she wants to be with multiple
Talk
men,
about
oh,
that.
she's just in a shower.
There was a video on Instagram.
Immediately
a woman
she's
made
tagged.
a video. I think it was on one of these blogs talking
Yes,
about how
two
she wants
husbands. Is that
no,
what
she was saying something
okay.
about she wants her husband to marry 4. She wants to be the 5th. And people were like talking on the video and saying, "Oh, you are a pick me. You're."
She's just a person,
That
and
is
that's what her
she
preference
wants.
is.
That's her preference. preference. Why
That's
should
just
be
her
vilified for her
preference.
preference? So
So-
people should be allowed to choose what they want. My issue is when somebody is clearly not about this life, and then you come and try to force them into that. Why do you need to force a square peg into a round hole
My
when there are so
worry-
many square
And
holes?
again, disclaimer, people, because nowadays
Preference is
there's
plenty.
plenty. Many are podcasts.
That's what I was about
few
to
are
say.
truth. You understand? There's plenty
I love that
podcasts. Few are
line.
truth. Yes.
Yeah,
Disclaimer:
facts.
the fact that we are saying people should come out with their own truth does not mean that or we are not subjected to certain core values that human relationship should sit on, especially maybe your religious beliefs,
Yeah.
or your I don't know what your moral values,
Your own personal moral values.
yeah, moral values and stuff like that. We're just saying that in reality, people have different ways they express themselves and
Yeah.
want to. It is better to let people know that I am A, not B, than pretend to be B while I am A. Then A and B now produces Z.
I think the other
saying?
thing that
Yeah.
people don't consider is the fact that with life there is no finality, so to speak.
not absolute.
So today I can want to be this person,
Yeah.
and in 3 years I've grown out of this person and I
And
want to be somebody else.
So, but what happens then when you are married to somebody who you have told you want to be this person today, and then you guys are now together because of who you said you want to be?
What
and
do
then
you
now
think the
wanna
option
change?
should be? Would you rather be with a person who does not want to be with you, or be free from that person?
So
that the
basically-
person doesn't have to be in the same house with you and treat you poorly and negate your needs and your emotions and treat you like they don't want to be around you and ruin your self-esteem as a result. Would you rather be in that situation just because somebody said you had to be married, or would you rather be by yourself, worrying about yourself, taking care of yourself, the energy you were going to be putting in, then putting it in yourself,
yourself,
investing in your emotions and building a better version of your life?
And it brings us back to this. I am learning, have learned some, but I'm still learning that the idea of even marriage as an absolute space.
I want to say
I
something.
want us to get to that topic later, because that topic is very
No.
it's
I
very
just want to
expensive.
land that line that in regard of what we are saying here, in terms of people change in within.
Yes.
Being somewhere and saying you want to be in a committed relationship for the rest of your life is a decision
It's a
more
decision,
than
no?
how change changes you. So the decision to stay, regardless of how the change changes both of you, is what both of you have to be in line with.
Yes.
However,
Because you will change, for sure.
However, I have also seen one of the best marriages or long-lasting relationship thrive on the idea that I have grown myself to the point that if he walks away, I won't lose myself for it.
Yes.
I'm not going to hold you back. If you believe that you can't do this anymore, I will
and
thank
you
you.
absolutely have to go.
That you absolutely have to go. I will thank you and free you.
Yeah.
Because it takes love to free.
Yes, love is
You
free.
understand?
Love
Love
is
is
not a
free. It's
bondage.
not holding. So I'm
Yeah.
just saying that in a place of change, in a place of growth, there's a level of growth in self.
Yes.
An equilibrium of accepting the fulfilled self of who you are.
Yes.
Without interference of even a perfect partner.
Yes.
Such that if they have to walk away, maybe life's journey required that at some point. We should be able to let them go, though painfully, but it should just let them go. So that answers the question of, okay, what if you started out as this person
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you ended up
changed.
at that person?
Yeah.
It's still love that allows
I think
you
there are
to let
many
them go.
variables in
Yeah.
it.
Yes, a lot of variables.
Like obviously the things we're talking about are without context. We're not speaking to specific situations.
Yes.
We're speaking generally.
Generally,
So
yeah.
that's important to say so people
Yes.
don't take it out of context.
Yeah.
And the second thing I will say is about growing together in relationships is what I personally believe, and this is as a result of personal experience, right? While trying to understand the reason why my 7-year commitment had to end, while trying to figure out the why and the role that I played in it, I came to
Accountability.
terms with the fact that a lot of times when two people are together, they start off really close, really tight. And then you get used to yourselves. And then you begin to sort of follow in and unquote excitement in other forms. Not necessarily cheating, but like you find excitement. As a human being, you find excitement from new things.
Yes.
Right? New shiny things are always exciting. So now in that journey of adventure, if you don't hold on to each other while exploring,
You can
that is
drift.
when you
You
lose.
start to drift.
You
So a lot of
start to drift.
intentionality is required.
It's
Yes.
very important
Yeah.
to be with someone. So when you're growing together, so my experience, the things I'm experiencing that are causing me to grow as a person, I'm sharing them with you and sharing my lessons with you. And we're all both growing from that thing that was actually my experience. But when you know the thing that happens where they say men don't talk to your wives, or don't tell a woman your problem, or she will, that is one of the reasons why they drift away
apart
from the people that they should be the closest to.
I agree.
Because if you talk to her about this thing, even if she can't solve your problem, the lesson you're learning from that situation, she's also learning it.
Yes.
And now she understands you at another level that she wouldn't have understood you if she did not share the understanding of that experience with you.
100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. So I really wanted to like talk about one particular myth I think is very important, because it's becoming a craze, almost becoming, I would say, like a madness disease, and that is the issue of hyperfemininity. I feel like it is such a big subject nowadays that I don't even understand it anymore, because
what is hyperfemininity?
So it's the whole idea that women have to be a certain type of way, and I feel like it's removing from what we aim to achieve with femininity, right? Yeah. Because it's like saying that women have to be this way, putting us back in a box. We're trying to escape from the box, but now they're keeping us back. You know, it's the whole idea of, you see on if you're on TikTok, you see TikTok, or you know,
the divine feminine, tapping into your femininity.
So basically, it's a concept that you must just be very breakable, like a porcelain china. You're fragile. You don't do any work. You don't have any ambitions. You just sit down. You attract a man who is, maybe, according in their words, high value, or a provider man in their words, and then he just provides for you, and you don't lift a finger, because that is bliss. And I'm just like,
so this is the thing that is happening.
Is that the meaning?
That's the meaning.
That's the direction.
That's hyperfemininity.
Maybe okay. Let us take them back to Genesis, and let's go back there. Let's go to the manual. Let's go to the manual.
So you know, with everything, the way even our fashion now, the fashion that's coming back into trend is fashion that we already experienced in our day, right? Yes. But I feel like that's the same thing that's happening with regards to femininity and the understanding of being feminine
energy.
Yes. So I think that number one thing I would say about that is the fact that to each their own. So if your goal and ambition in life is to be a wife, to raise a family, to build a family, and pursue your hobbies on the side, 100% go for it, my darling.
100%.
Find a man whose values and plans align with that, and go for it. However, when you begin to push the narrative too far, that's the thing that that's what causes the uproar that is creating people, making people be like, oh, but I want to work. Oh, but I want to do this. And the problem with social media as something that is so like available and so it's just there, is in the fact that everybody is consuming 5, 6, 7 variations of the same thing. And now you have so much bombardment of information that it's difficult to just find your path and stay there. If I see something on the internet that does not align with what I like, I just be like, oh, cool, and move on from it.
But it's funny because
I'm not going to engage.
You have been able to, you've come to a self-knowledge that you know who you are, you know your values, you're anchored on your values. But let's look at like an impressionable 17, 18-year-old, 19, 21-year-old, and it's like, okay, this is what is supposed to be, because now they paint the picture of the ideal woman is a woman that does not do anything.
I think that's the problem.
My problem is with the word ideal. Okay, let us use that. Let's find an analogy. I like to work with analogy. So this cup, ideally, full is what?
Full is
full to the top.
Yes.
That's what ideal is. However, whatever is the composition of what is going in there to keep it full, you cannot idealize that.
Yes.
You cannot idealize how much orange over lemon, over water, over whatever. Those mixtures to turn it to a full cup is how God expresses himself in different
individually.
So some people have 60% feminine energy, 40% masculine energy, they will find their match.
Yes.
Some people have 80% feminine energy, the hyper-femininity people, and 20% masculine energy, right?
They will find their match.
Yes. So don't say every woman got to be like that, because first of all, no matter the composition to keep it full.
It's still a full cup.
It's still a full cup. And the full cup, the fullness of the cup does not take away the manifestation of what God ordained us to be as women.
Okay.
It said we are favor pots.
The cup still has
So
its
a
value.
man who has a 80% woman, who loves it, 80% feminine woman, over with 20% masculine energy,
Yeah.
that is his favor part.
That
That is
is-
how God is going to use her for him.
Yes.
You understand? The idea that a woman needs to suppress, or maybe the best way she can get what she desires, her strength is in the femininity. Because some men, that is what that's what they bow
attracted
to.
to
That
it.
is
They
what
love
they will
it.
do anything for you
Yes.
if you are like that. Once you show masculinity, they can't.
They
You
run
can't
away.
unlock their heart with too much masculine energy. I've met men that says, I love your feminine aggression.
Yes.
I love the way you express
Hey,
command.
I don't hear any word feminine
You
aggression.
know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it. Like,
Wow.
and like,
I'm
a friend
100%, I'm with
has told
you.
me you have balance of both male, masculine, and masculine and
Feminine.
feminine energy. Some people say, no, you are man. I just see you like man. You just be like man. That is how the person's point of view,
That
POV
is your own.
is. So God said, Eve, come to earth to be, a helpmate
Yeah.
for man. So first of all, there's an assignment upon our head
Already.
of what we bring to the table. There's something we are bringing to the table already that man does not have.
Yeah.
Yes.
The favor through which we nurture ourselves in our fullness capacity to be able to attract the man who finds the wife.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So there's no ideal roundabout dot composition in terms of composition
Yeah.
that we should all hold
That
fast.
Yeah.
Because
You understand?
everybody is uniquely
We're unique.
created.
Yes, we're
Different.
uniquely made.
And the same way women are uniquely created, so also are men.
men.
There are
Yes.
men who have a lot of feminine energy.
Yes, but they're not LGBTQ.
Yeah.
No,
they're
they
not-
have a
yeah.
lot of feminine energy. They have a lot of feminine expression, but they're fully male,
Men.
sexually
Yeah.
and physically.
Yeah.
And they have women that they are attracted to, and women who are attracted to them.
them, yeah.
So this is the thing, right? Is that everybody is so desperate to find somebody immediately, sharp, quick, instead of to just calm down, love yourself,
Know yourself.
know yourself, look at life. Like, it's almost like they tell people that there are two goals in life. One is to achieve career success, and the other is to achieve romantic success.
Yeah.
But there's no such, like, who made the rules? Who's gonna give you the scorebook at the end of the year? Who is going to call you on December 31st at 11:59 and be like, okay, here's a check of 87 million naira because this year
87
you
million.
dated 8 men in your quest to find true love. Like, that's not gonna happen. No one is going to flog you. No one is going to beat you.
Agreed.
So one of the things that I feel like human beings should adopt is that sense of self that allows you to enjoy yourself as a human being,
Yeah.
explore things that you like without feeling the need and the pressure and the desperation that leads you to couple yourself into a situation that is less than ideal for you, because no good can come out of it.
Agreed. So basically, define ideal for yourself, because ideal
Is what you make
is
of
what
it.
you make of it.
If tomorrow I wake up and decide that I don't want to do any of the things I'm doing and I quit all my jobs and pack my things and travel to Kenya, I'm going to start a whole new life and nobody can beat me. That's how you have to see
Yeah.
relationships as well. Is that, okay, if this is the thing I want and I work at it and I build it, I'm going to get it. That's just the way you see it. And the way with work is the same way. I'm going to put in this amount of effort. I'm going to get this result. If you're abroad and you're working hours, if I work for 5 hours today and work for 3 hours tomorrow and this, then I'm going to get this. That's the same way you're going to think about it and be like, if I work on myself enough and I love myself enough and I believe in myself enough, the version of man or woman that I like, that I want, I'm eventually going to meet that
Meet
person.
the person.
And guess what? I always say this. We're living in a day and a time where a lot of people are not going to get married. That's just the truth. A lot of people, you may not end up finding your soulmates. That's just a fact. Okay, does that mean your life is going to end?
Ooh, okay, that's silly.
Does that mean are you gonna kill yourself and die? No, you're not. You're going to have to learn to love yourself. You're going to have to learn to find companionship in other ways and live a complete and full life whether or not coupling
Yeah,
in the
happens.
governmental sense of it is your
yeah.
portion or not.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
So basically, you have to learn how to not anchor your life on men. This
Not
is
just
for the,
men.
This is for the women.
Both men,
Both
for
men
women.
and women, because there are lots of men that are desperate to be married
For
as
the
well.
women, I mean, because I feel like right now my primary audience are actually women.
Okay, fair.
Right? So I'm literally speaking to them now because I see a lot of things and I'm like, what is happening? You know, you actually can be a human being living a life either you have a man or not.
Yes.
And I know we all desire companionship. If you do find someone that you can couple up with, amazing. But if you don't, you still have to find other ways to bring joy into your life.
But
because if you don't have joy, you can't even
Yeah.
work in like a relationship, to be honest, because you're going to be miserable either with someone or not.
I wanted to add something to that, and it's the fact that people think companionship is something that only comes from romantic relationships, right?
Can we give Debbie is this a standing ovation?
Yeah.
Because we're literally going into that right now.
Yes,
So yeah.
companionship is literally the feeling of having a person you can talk to at times, having a person that understands you. And who says you can't have that outside of romantic relationships? I have the best set of friends that majority of whom I just met when I moved back 10 years ago. So when I used to talk about, I love my friends are so amazing. They've supported me all the time. I can talk to them about anything, and that is like my support system. When I used to talk about it, someone stopped me one day and they were like, you realize that if you were not a good friend, you would not have good friends. And that's the point that I was getting to, is the fact that people make themselves unfriendable and then they're surprised by the fact that they don't have friends. You make yourself so selfish and so self-centered, and you take all the energy that you could be putting into friendships and building the people that you love around you into pursuing sexual encounters and romantic relationships. And then when you fall flat on your face, there is these same people that you come back to try and hold you up. So why are you not giving these people the same amount of love, the same amount of respect? You're so quick to cut people off. You're so quick to come on social media and berate somebody and in and unquote sub somebody. You had a misunderstanding with someone who is supposed to be a friend. You don't even have it in you to be like, hey, this thing happened and I don't like it. You don't build that version of yourself that can deal with problems and solve them amicably and talk to people honestly and openly. And you think that you are going to develop it suddenly when you marry.
Yeah. First of all, one of the things that gave me an awakening when it comes to the power of singlehood is singlehood gives you an opportunity to find yourself.
Yes.
Right. And singlehood should not be rushed out of because it takes your entire life to find who you are. It actually takes your entire life. It's unfortunate that we even come from a part of a world that we are robbed of sense of self quite early, very, very early.
From day zero.
Very, very early. And it's not a hopeless case.
No, it's not.
It just makes life more interesting, beautiful in its adventure and the discovery, the path of discovery, because that path is gonna throw you through meeting and attracting so many realms of beings that will be part of the scalpel that shapes you.
Yes.
So that disappointment, that heartbreak, that betrayal in friends and whatever in the quest of becoming who you are sometimes necessary to nudge you to who you truly, truly are.
Yeah.
You understand? It helps build certain characters that you've lost, tenacity that you require for the oncoming journey. So nothing is absolute, nothing is guaranteed. Even the beautiful friend that she has, she's still gonna face betrayal here and there.
Yes.
But understanding the understanding of sense of companionship and being there for people or being with people in your singleness. Singleness is not the lack of relationship, but it's the ownership of relationship with self with respect to how you want to now relate with people around you
in the world.
So don't
Amazing definition there.
Yes, do not discount who you are because you don't have so many people frolicking around you, or you don't have somebody holding you to sleep or hugging you to sleep at night, which people have kind of like misconstrued the definition of alone and loneliness. I like to be alone doesn't mean I'm lonely.
I love to be alone.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
So
I do. I love to be alone.
And yes,
you're not lonely.
I have an energy that attracts fantastic relationship with the opposite sex. Growing up, people always wonder why a lot of guys are around. I know how to be with men, understand them, have conversation with them, and a lot of them get to put me in a place of where there's a lot of mutual respect, where we can function together. You know, so that is a gift that I have come to know. Sometimes the society subjects that to, she might be sleeping with all these
all
guys.
of them. Oh God, what have I not heard?
For her to have this many men, you know, at her feet, working with her, ready to be her soldiers. Something must be up sexually.
Yeah.
There are more exciting,
There are more rewards, emotional rewards.
yeah, emotional rewards, fulfilling nature of being in an alignment with people beyond the one element that
Of
sexuality.
Yes.
I can be very intimate with a male friend from a place of vulnerability, right? There's an intimacy in mind that allows me to be able to be vulnerable and safe in that space of friendship with someone that doesn't have to be a sexual intimacy.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So I think sometimes I feel that not all chemistry should end in a registry.
Yes.
Because there are
She gave us bars.
Yeah, because like I'm telling you,
Bars. Not all chemistry, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
the moment we women have chemistry with a guy, we automatically romanticize that.
Immediately.
And sometimes those friends become your best friends, and you're like, I wish we'd even never had sex. I wish we never had sex, because
You lose relationships.
yeah, because right
sometimes.
now I feel we bonded better.
Yeah.
Without that part.
and that partner complicates everything.
That partner complicates everything. So it's also part of learning process. We need to unlearn some of those programming that feels like the moment. Sometimes having that giddy butterfly feeling between you and someone is an indication of an alignment,
of a
connection. Not necessarily
Yes.
that must be him.
No, but it's how
in
we
the
were
quest
raised.
of Mr.
Women
Right.
were raised. Women were
It's
raised
not-
to
yeah,
just
so,
see men as
it
a
can't be.
romantic
It
prize.
can't be just. So that must just be. Oh, I like the way I feel while I'm around him. I like the way I feel while I'm around her. Sometimes you feel that connection with your female friends, but
you don't think about it
knocking
sexually.
her? Why are you not
And you
knocking
don't
on
take
top
it
of her?
sexually, yes.
You don't. You just feel like I like it when she's around. Oh my God, Princess is coming. Princess, have fun. I never come. You didn't call me today. You know, you do that to your female friends too.
So you can
Like,
have friends like
so
that.
you have
and
some
the
friends
male
that do
friends
like
too.
if they have not called you. You guys are like I have a friend. Reels every time we are
Every time.
we can be we are in
You're
a relationship.
relationship.
Like
Oh my
we
God,
can
you
go
get
back
it.
and forth. You know, if she doesn't call me a day. In fact, just one day I'll be like, wow, you abandoned me.
Yep.
But if it was a guy, it's either the guy will already be looking at me a certain way, or I'll be looking at him a certain way.
You
So
tell
I
him
think
you abandoned me. He'll tell his friends. He'll tell all his friends. I think she's
redefining
ready.
Redefining connections
Yeah.
sometimes help. Yes, and if you want to go into the higher realm of things, there are some connections that the phase of that connection and where it's going might bring some kind of intimacy and flow away from that, and you guys
And
will
that's
still be
okay
cool.
too.
And you're not going to feel weird about that. You just find out
Yeah.
that you grew out of that phase, and you guys are not just doing that anymore.
Yeah.
You understand? But it hasn't changed how you value
Yeah.
each other. But it also depends on the man. Because some people now start going
Because
I wanted
and say,
I wanted
let
to
me
put-
sleep with him.
I wanted to
and
put
let
a
it change.
disclaimer. Yes, I wanted to put a disclaimer.
not
Is
gonna
that,
happen like
is
that.
that I think one of the things is that people are so quick to discard romantic situations that don't end the way they want.
Yes.
So we're so quick to discard people and be like, oh, I wanted him in this way, I didn't get him in that way, get the hell out.
Yes.
Right? When there's an opportunity, because if you did have common ground at the beginning,
It's still
it was
there.
for something. It
Yes.
was for a reason,
Yeah.
right? If now you feel that the person is actually hurting you, like the person's presence in your life is bringing negative
That's different.
consequences, that is different.
Yes.
But if a person's presence in your life does not necessarily like translate into negative consequences, there's no reason why you should be so quick to be like, I blocked him everywhere.
Yeah, but
Relax.
sometimes people are reacting from their own guilt, shame, and embarrassment.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
maybe for some people are like,
That's by society
I can't
anyway.
come into that room. Oh, that guy's
Yeah,
there,
that guy's there.
that
Like,
guy's there,
calm
that guy's
down.
there.
I also,
It's not
I
even
also
that
feel,
deep.
I also feel
Yeah.
it's actually a reaction of what society has, conditioned. When most men don't really feel that guilt and shame. It mostly comes to women because they feel like there's
Who
always a
told
feel
you
of,
they are not okay? You have barometer to enter their
Oh,
mind.
they feel it,
Oh, no,
they
but
just
I
hide it.
They
So
feel it.
because
Men
they've been
are
told to hide
better,
it.
are better at
Society-
masking these things.
Society has program women to feel
Yes.
shame much more than they have program women meant to feel
Oh no, but
shame.
society
When
shames women more.
When it comes to
That's
things like
just the
this,
truth.
that's where the burden of shame is mostly on the woman, because it feels like he will now say I will not be viewed as
Okay, then what will happen? Would they beat me with a stick?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So the point now is that you not realizing that it doesn't really matter as much as you think it matters, because who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Whose relationship? Who's whatever?
Will police arrest me?
Maybe they'll be law.
Did I commit a
Kiri.
crime?
You going to
What?
Kiri. Well, this has actually been absolutely amazing so
And
far.
sorry, before you even round it up, I just want to say it's okay that mistakes shouldn't be absolute failure conditioning in minds. And sometimes mistakes are not mistakes.
Yeah.
View them as lessons.
Yes.
You know, one wrong turn teaches you
So
not
many
a turn not
bars.
to take again.
So
Yes.
many bars.
So you cannot know without unknowing what you knew to know the new know that you need to know.
Hey!
Oh God, Kaffy has killed me today. Oh my God.
Can you say that in again, please?
You
I
know,
like
you
it.
cannot know. You cannot know
One.
the knowing that you need to know without
Two.
unknowing the knowing that you are supposed to know.
Three,
So you
four.
need to know
Yes.
to know, right?
Yes.
And God said, "My people perish for lack of
Knowledge.
Nothing else perishes man beyond that." How
Yeah.
do you learn?
Yeah.
You learn by
By
being,
experiences.
experiencing,
By
making
doing.
mistakes.
Yes.
Some mistakes have been in society. You know, they've been
Valued as higher
yes, of
mistakes.
course. If you kill somebody,
No,
that's
that's not a mistake.
That's
oh.
a major,
That's a
major
deliberate
one.
That's a
action.
grave-
Yeah, I'm saying that's a great. Yeah, but it's still a mistake.
Literally a grave mistake.
It still does not mean that the murderer cannot be forgiven
Well,
and his
true.
life cannot change.
And it doesn't mean
but
that-
it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be upheld by the law. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? So we're not talking about unlawful
Crime.
That
We're not
one's
talking about
arresting
crime.
Before people
You
say,
go to jail.
We're not talking
say,
about crime,
Since
oh.
it's a mistake, now I've unmistake it. That's not what we're
But
saying.
can you even undo the life of
Yes,
somebody?
but
that
I
you
feel
took?
that
You can't.
please, anyone out there that has taken steps towards love or knowing of self, this is something I had to also be compassionate about yourself.
Yeah,
The same
forgive
way you
yourself.
forgive even the person that does you the worst things. How many times have you forgiven
Yourself.
yourself?
Give
when
yourself
you make
grace.
a wrong move, date the
Yeah.
wrong guy,
Yeah.
do the wrong thing, and you realize it. You need to have compassion and empathy for yourself. If you knew better, you would have done better.
Let me put
You
it this
understand?
way,
So,
right?
yeah.
You know, when you're playing games, like you're playing Mario or any one of these games,
Yeah.
and to get to the next level,
Level,
you're probably
yeah.
gonna die
Like how many
like
times?
5 times.
Yes.
That's literally what life is.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
that, oh, I know now that I'm going to jump when I get to this point.
Yeah.
I know now that I have to duck when I get to this point.
Yes.
That's literally what life is.
Sometimes failing is even important.
There's
It's
also
necessary.
sometimes it is
All the time.
necessary.
It's necessary.
That is what growing is.
Yes.
Growing is in the breaking and brokenness. You know, God is with the brokenhearted. It's in the breaking of your heart that you can
That you grow.
that you can grow and
You have
be
room.
and have love. If you're not broken, you're going to be arrogant and prideful.
And you
Yes.
yes.
And you're going to be a hateful human being. That's you being demonic. So whatever broke you will make you
Embrace
and
it.
embrace it. It makes you a better person. You
Embrace
shouldn't-
it.
Don't let it define who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
many bars today.
So I'm telling you, even me, like I'm
Let's do it.
I'm taking them in, so you can see that I'm processing in my head as well. But I want us to just end like by just talking about how to celebrate Valentine's solo for those people who don't have their own romantic relationship. Because everyone's going to be with their boyfriend and their girlfriends on that day, their wives, their baes. Those who are bayless and booless, and how can they really celebrate that day in a way that they would also have a good time without feeling the pressure of the whole
Teacher I. I have a
Okay.
question.
yeah.
If you don't celebrate Valentine, will you die?
There's pressure now. When you go on Instagram, you're scrolling now, you're seeing.
But it's not
parara,
real.
parara,
It's not
you're
real.
seeing 500 boxes and roses.
It's
and you're
not
like,
real.
God, am I a stone?
It's not real. That's what I wanted to start with.
Yeah.
If you don't celebrate Valentine, will you die? The answer is no.
So how can they spend that day, even if it's not celebration? Like, what are the ways that you can
The
tell
way you
someone,
spent the day before, the way you spent the day after,
Maybe
you
relax,
can't spend that.
That's what I mean.
However, if absolutely you must follow trend. Oh my God, everybody's wearing red. Okay, don't you have friends that you care about and love?
Right.
This year, I bought a pack of Valentine cards, and I've written love notes to all my friends
Am I
on
getting
them.
one?
And that's what I did. I just literally bought these playing cards that I
Am
have.
I getting one, Debbie?
I'll give you one. Yes. And I literally
I'm
it's
no
just
longer single, guys.
So I've written like short love notes to everybody. I love this about you. I love that about you. I appreciate you as a friend.
So sweet.
This and that and that. That's all. And I'm going to give it to them as many as I can on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just me showing appreciation of the people in my life
Yeah.
that actually do love me, care about me, and show it to me every single day.
It's not only about romantic partners. There are people who actually have been in your life that have shown you so much support and care and love. How about you find ways to love on them on that day so that you don't feel left out in the show of love that happens on Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let me speak for those that love Valentine's Day for what it is.
Yeah.
I'm a romantic. I love Valentine's
We can
Day.
tell like you dropped in red.
She's
showing
dropped
us
in
the
red.
Valentine's
I
Look
love
who came in
Valentine's
black.
Day.
God, I
I'm gonna
beg.
I'm going to speak for those who love Valentine's Day. I really do look forward to. Yes, I'm a single mom right now, but I really do look forward to sharing Valentine's Day with that special someone and all of that kind of stuff. However, if that person have not there, you can send flower to yourself.
Yes.
Celebrate yourself.
her.
In fact, shock yourself. Just book it ahead and tell them just show up. I don't want to know the time. And they just show up at the time. So, oh my god!
Thank you for coming at 12:45.
Oh my god, you guys! I knew I was getting flowers, but I didn't know you're coming at this time.
12:45.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Buy it for yourself. Yeah, I actually started practicing. Started buying fresh flowers for myself since a year now.
Oh wow.
Right? I just felt like I was programmed with this, and I want a man to buy me flowers. Like Nigeria, I'm not very used to buying flowers. Some guys say flower, kilo day.
They say what is flower?
Right, but I love
Ordinary
them.
flower.
Yeah, the essence of the flowers means a lot to me personally.
Yeah.
So I loved
too.
receiving them, and I kept waiting. Why have I been waiting to receive them?
Oh,
When you know where they sell it.
When I know the florist, I'm even helping them to be promoting self.
Uh-huh.
So this is what I did. So I spoke to the owner and I wrote 12 love notes to myself every month. I don't know what card that I will get. I don't know what bouquet I will get.
No
I just wrote to myself.
way.
So every month they
get
just
a
send me
flower.
one randomly. And the funny thing is, I don't know which card is coming.
or which day it's
I
gonna
love
show up.
it.
So the thing is, the card that now comes speaks to what I'm going through that day without me knowing I was going to need
Be talking to your future self.
that affirmation
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
So sometimes
love it.
So I started doing announcing that the flower company are saying, look, you don't even have to pay anymore. We love this thing you've done. And now sometimes I get 2 bouquets a week
Because they're
month.
giving you one.
You understand what I'm saying?
I love
And
it.
all
Love
of that.
it.
So when I started practicing that, something broke in me.
Yeah.
That need for an external person to do it
To
for me,
show you love.
to do that. It doesn't mean if somebody does it, I won't appreciate it.
No, we even want
Right?
them to do it, please.
Yes.
Her getting the flowers.
Yes.
Send her flowers. Ladies and gentlemen,
flowers.
send her
Can we get, like, 10
flowers.
flowers this month?
She loves flowers.
I love
You
it,
listening.
and and people around me are beginning to realize that because
Yeah.
I've started getting it now.
Yeah.
More I've get. So that unlocks something. Now people around me realize I want flowers.
Yeah.
Because they now realize I want
you-
flowers, I am
They can get-
getting it.
yes.
So you've been able to now attract it
I've
to
started
you.
attracting
Oh, yeah, I'll say
more
something after
flowers.
you're done about that.
About that, right? I
Yes.
started attracting the flowers.
Love
What
the
you
sound of
want
that.
someone to do for you,
Do it for yourself first.
Take yourself on a dinner. Like I went to last year, I took on my birthday. I said, "Kaffy, you deserve a holiday." I took
Yeah.
myself. I was alone in Dubai, even though all the couple people in Dubai were just putting
Tensioning you.
Tensioning them.
but it was fine.
We shall
I took
survive.
myself. I went on a dinner. I was alone. I was, and the dinner people. Some of the people knew who I was.
Yeah.
And they, the restaurant
restaurant owner.
owner. Thank you. I was looking for the name. Restaurateur. How to call them. And I had this very, very beautiful, warm, hospitable
Yeah.
experience.
Birthday.
All of that, and I was just by myself. So I started embracing this solo trip, this
Yeah.
solo love, this self-cation.
Yeah.
You understand?
Solocation,
Solocation.
self-cation.
You understand? And I was like, it actually is good for my
It's
my
so
mind.
great for your
Yeah.
mind.
And so I would want to say for those of us that do love St. Valentine's Day, regardless of where the history or wherever it comes from, just that day that I've been programmed that we don't want to let go
We
of
used to
that.
celebrate love.
Love on
Celebrate
yourself.
Our own definition.
Yeah,
Celebration
you can
of
love on yourself, and like she said, I'd really do support the people around you or charity. I always do that with my organization where we go
charity.
to
Wow.
we go to, like, I started going to Bobby Hospital or some of orphanages.
Yeah.
Those are the things I used to do over a decade ago when it comes to St. Valentine's Day was
Yeah.
just to show people. So I did so much giving other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, who is showing
Who is
me?
gonna give me love?
So and I decided that instead of demanding it and punching everybody around me for
Yeah.
it, let me do it for myself.
Yes.
And it actually did
It
an
makes you feel
amazing.
great.
It healed a part of me that I never thought
Oh
could
wow!
happen.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! I absolutely love
yes.
this story.
You know, I said I wanted to say something about this. It's two parts of the thing. The one part is around celebrating yourself. Like, actually, both parts are around that, but it's in two different ways. Let me put it that way. So the first way, a lot of women, as women, we are very like negative hormonal around our periods, right?
okay.
So around your period, you're going to be sometimes sad, sometimes angry,
overexcited.
sometimes overexcited. But a lot of times, there's that day when you're just not yourself, where you're feeling down. So what I do is that I schedule my self-care days around my
those
periods.
Yeah.
So it was a huge hack for me.
Wow,
So
that's beautiful.
I schedule my
Life
self-care.
hack.
Yes. So I'll book myself a spa
spa
day,
day,
or I'll go and do a mani,
Manicure,
pedi, whatever it is.
pamper
Let
yourself.
people rub my feet, rub my hands, make me feel relaxed. I do that for myself.
That's good.
Just because, right? Because I know that around that period,
yeah.
I'm going to have a day where I'm just like down.
Yeah.
But that always makes me feel better.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
a
do
good-
that for
that's a
myself.
hack. So
The
there you
second
have-
thing I was going to say with regards to loving yourself is around birthdays.
Yeah.
Right? So I, at some points, like I'm a birthday lover. Everybody's birthday is a big deal for me because I feel like that is the one day that you have to just love on yourself,
Yeah,
feel
fully.
loved, feel appreciated,
Yeah.
that the world receives this precious gift that is you. So at some point, I started to feel like I was doing more for people for their birthdays than I was receiving. I started feeling neglected. Like I would remember everyone's birthdays. I would send
And they
them
would not,
loving
some of them
words,
would not remember
and they would,
yours.
yes, they would.
I
I
mean,
would,
that
I would
WhatsApp
not
group
feel-
of those that not remember
I would
even my
not
own
feel it.
birthday.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was reciprocated. So I decided
Yeah.
that every birthday, I will make sure everyone that loves me stops what they're doing and focuses on me.
Hey.
I was like, my birthday is important and you're going to pay attention to me. I started celebrating my birthday for the whole week.
Wow.
Every
Okay.
year, I do a 3 or 4 day birthday celebration. It's different things because obviously everybody cannot come on one day.
yes.
So with some people, the people that like to go to the beach that are my friends, we go to the beach together.
okay.
For the people that like to go to the club
Dinner.
and turn up, we
Yeah.
go turn up together. For the people that like dinner, we go to dinner. For other people, we'll go to the spa together.
Yeah.
For other people, we'll just sit down in the living room
And
and,
just
mix
chit-
drinks
chit,
and
yeah.
gist and laugh.
That's beautiful.
But I typically, my excuse was that I said to them, I said, when you were born, was the party on the day you were born? No, the party was on your
week
naming
after.
ceremony. So I was like, for 7 days,
We're gonna celebrate.
it's my birthday.
Yeah.
So my friends prepare now every year. They're like, oh God,
Yeah.
we need to rest. Our birthday is
Our
coming.
birthday is coming. Wow.
So
Yeah,
take
that.
care
That's
of
good.
yourself
No,
if you don't feel
I just
taken
got
care
ideas.
of.
My birthday's coming, so I just got ideas now. Thank you for those
Okay.
ideas.
You're welcome.
A whole week. Can I block a whole month?
No,
You-
that was so
do
much.
your worst.
Okay, the whole year.
Do your worst.
The whole year. You guys get ready. From this birthday to the next birthday, we're celebrating every single day. Period. No, but thank you guys so much for this absolutely wholesome conversation that we just had. I really feel like we've given context to the word love and, loving self, and, we've broken down the whole toxic ideas of singlehood. And we've also learned how to really celebrate the almighty. I mean, not almighty, because God is the only almighty, but what's the English to use now? The highly revered. God is the highly revered.
Oh God.
The big Valentine's Day that you guys are always crazy about. But as they already said, if you don't have a babe, you don't have a boy, you don't have a lover, love on yourself. Send yourself love. Shock yourself with a gift. If you, I know that my Valentine's Day for the past 4 or 5 years now, I've been my sister. I'll go on a date with my sister. We will be very extra. We'll literally book a proper date. We'll wear red like every other person. We'll wear our red or white or whatever.
I even have a
We'll
thing
go
to
to
say.
a
That's
place.
right.
We'll get like candlelight dinner. We take it seriously. But unfortunately, she left me. I went to the UK. So this will be my first Valentine's Day without my sister. So guys, pray for me.
Well,
But I have my red dress ready.
Oh shit.
I believe you.
On that day, I'm gonna go out.
Yes.
And I'll have dinner. But who knows? I might have a baby for then. So
Hey,
No.
problem.
if you say with your man, not gonna say
Don't shout, oh.
One day, babe.
Don't
no,
shout.
I might rent, I'm just joking.
I
but
just remembered
anybody,
something.
don't say but you said you're single. I did not. Don't quote me.
I did not say that.
Don't
Yes.
quote me, but I might be there with or without a babe. But what matters is I'm gonna celebrate because people will not pressure me in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. The thing I remember that I wanted to say is how, because a lot of women don't get what they want, they tell themselves they don't want it. So I wanted to speak to that. Is that don't lie to yourself that you don't want flowers, that you don't want attention.
Yeah.
That you don't lie to yourself
to
because
yourself.
you're afraid of not receiving
Not
it.
receiving it. Yeah.
Be open and honest about the things you love. Be open and honest about the things you appreciate. The same way you're open and honest about the things you don't appreciate. So that the people that appreciate the things you appreciate will
Be able to see
recognize,
it.
understand,
Yes.
and begin to give them to you.
Yes.
This is a major key because a lot of people
Yes.
actually do this thing, and I
Yes.
think it's the biggest self-sabotage in the world. So
Yes.
don't sabotage yourself.
So many women will say, I don't like Valentine's Day because
Just
they've
because
never
they
been
want
made to
it,
feel
but they-
special
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
No,
Yeah.
don't
So
do
don't
that
do that to yourself. Instead, reverse that thing and make it special for yourself.
If you don't have enough money, cook yourself your best dish in your house.
Yes.
On your table, set up, buy cans or whatever. Just do whatever you can, but make yourself feel loved and special and wanted and happy on that day for yourself, by yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be wishing you a happy
Valentine's Day.
Have an amazing one. We love you. I
love
love you.
you.
Dr. Kaffy loves you.
Thank
Debbie
you
loves
so
you.
much.
Mwah, mwah, so many
Mwah, mwah,
kisses.
mwah, mwah, mwah,
Thank you
mwah.
guys so much for coming. I really had an amazing time. I learned so much, and I'm sure that whoever has listened to this podcast so far has also learned a lot.
Sorry for bombarding you with so many things.
Oh, they did. I'm sure they're happy. But thank you to Debbie and Dr. Kaffy. And the bars were just flowing. So that was a really major
Yes,
one.
so-
Let me go and watch. Let me start writing down the notes. Take down notes.
So that you can use them as your captions.
Yes. And this brings us to the end of this episode of the Beauty, Brains, and the Bag podcasts. I hope you learned something because I sure did learn a lot. And remember to enjoy Valentine's Day regardless of your status of relationship. Either you're single or married or dating or not, enjoy the Valentine's Day. Okay? Stay pretty and pretty powerful. Don't forget to follow us across all social media at Beauty, Brains and the Bag podcast. Follow, subscribe, like, and share with a friend. Stay pretty and pretty powerful.